Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to our YouTube channel for Trending Thursday. My name is Glenn Tompkins, Senior Instructor here at VectorVest. Always glad to be here. My favorite day of the week. If you can hear me loud and clear, please respond in the affirmative, preferably with VV Nation to make sure that I'm coming across loud and clear and the technology on our side is working. The person that I have in the background that makes sure everything is good to go is Joey. Joey is my producer. Say hi, Joey.
Hi, Joey.
There he is. I'm going to give him a good little hand clap today because today I'm in a good mood, and I'm always in a good mood. Joey is not always in a good mood, so I have to smack him down a little bit and then have to do a little bit of that every so often, but he's my friend. I love him to death. Glad to see the VV Nations coming across. Oh, Mark says VV shirt. You like my shirt? Does this one have the VV Nation on it? Yeah. All right. I like these shirts. I asked the company to get me some shirts, and they did. These are property of VectorVest, not mine, so they stay in the office. But I'm glad that you like the shirt. Should we sell these shirts? Man, it'd be a lot of money to sell these. Oh, Joey says we're working on a new store, so that hopefully you'll be able to buy shirts like this as well. Got somebody in here from Belgium, and he spells the name Glenn the same way I do, with two N's. That's the only way to really spell Glenn, or else it's a thin strip of land across two big pieces of land. That's a Glenn. But a Glenn with two N's are awesome. So glad to see that all you guys are here. Martin, thank you for the comment on the shirt as well. I appreciate that. So a lot of you are already going to start typing stocks in. I'm going to tell you to wait until the end. I will give an opportunity to look at your own individual stocks. So if you type them in now, I'm going to ignore them. I usually don't ignore that, but I'm going to start ignoring them for the time being because we give an opportunity to do that. For those of you who are brand new, thank you for being here. Hit the subscribe button, especially if you like the content that we'll be giving today. Hit the like button. Let's get some likes rolling in here as well, especially if you like the content. And you know something, take a second right now. Share this link across your social media. Let people come into our live stream. Let's grow our live stream. Let's get more people in here for our live stream. So if you will, do that for me. Take a second, copy the link to where you are right now here on YouTube, share it, and let other people come in. Guess what? Today I got a little bit of a bonus for all of you who are trading crypto, because crypto is on fire right now. You know, it's sort of like Alicia Keys. Crypto is on fire. And because it is, I'm going to give you an opportunity for 3 new indexes that are coming out for crypto. Actually, they are in play. And in case you don't know what they are, I'm going to talk about that at the end of this presentation today, so you don't want to miss it. All right. I think that's going to give a lot of people an opportunity to invest in crypto without having to put in just one specific stock. It's indexes for the crypto industry. Wall Street is now welcoming crypto as well as a lot of other people. So stay tuned for that. We will talk to you about that as well. Somebody says, sing it, Glenn. I know Riot is falling. I know, Raphael. But crypto, for the most part, remember, Riot is a miner for crypto, but crypto itself is up. Me and Joey, you got some Doge? Yeah, me and Joey both have some Doge. You got Doge and Bitcoin. So Bitcoin? Oh, you got like 1/647,000th of a Bitcoin. Right. Yeah, be $3 worth of actually cryptocurrency. We're not going to do a specific story on it today, but I will talk about some indexes that are new that you could be aware of. All right. So with that, let's get into what we're going to cover today. We always start off with market timing. We always want to talk about what's going on in the market. Why? Because the market's direction affects about 80% of the stocks in the market. Now, we're going to always talk about stocks. We always do that, but I think that there needs to be an emphasis on what's going on in the market, what's driving the market, whether it's up or down. The market looks like it's trying to get a little tired, and it's showing us that it's a little tired, but there's still things behind the market that are still pushing the market higher. So I'm going to get into my first story. My first story talks about consumer demand drove U.S. imports to a record high in March because people are getting or have been getting stimulus. It's putting more money in their pockets. The whole idea of putting stimulus or money into people's pocket was for the purposes of keeping the market running higher. Now, with the market running higher, the market's running hot. With the market running hot, inflation is becoming a story. And the Fed has been saying that we got it under control. Slowly but surely, they are starting to backpedal on that a little bit. Why? Because the market is still running hot. And if that's the case, price is going to increase. How do you slow that down? By raising interest rates. And the Fed, once that happens, the market's going to fall. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. The market will fall. And the Fed is trying to curtail that as long as they possibly can. And they stated earlier that they want to keep interest rates at the level that they are now until next year. I'm honestly thinking that they will not be able to do that. Janet Yellen, the Treasury Secretary, alluded to that a little bit this week as well. So keep your eyes on that. Once interest rates start to rise, that's going to have a negative effect on the market, but that's by design. Rising or raising interest rates is designed to slow the economy down. But as we talk, people are still buying things. Consumer demand has driven imports higher. As you keep one, look at me. I buy a lot of stuff on Wish. It takes me 11,000 years to get it, but it's cheaper, and that's an import. Think about that. All right. Trade deficit widened to $74 billion as imports were up 6.3% as exports rose 6.6%. Not only is it increasing demand for imports, but companies and countries are still wanting our products as well. So we're going to keep all of that in mind. What else is going on in the market? Initial jobless claims dropped to post-pandemic low as recovery strengthened. So we talk about recovery, we talk about imports and exports. The recovery is in play, all right? And the market, again, is still running hot. But you know something? When I talk about initial jobless claims, watch this. Look at this. McDonald's. Next story I have here. Hiring. Look at this. When was the last time you ever saw that there's a $500 sign-on bonus to go work at McDonald's? Joe, you want a job at McDonald's? Yes. Shut up. What? You don't need hush up. You don't need no $500 to go. Listen, that's big. And a lot of people out there are looking for people to go and get a job. Millions are unemployed. Why can't companies find workers? In a red-hot economy coming out of the pandemic and lockdowns, with unemployment still far higher than it was pre-COVID, the U.S. economy finds itself in a striking predicament. Businesses can't find enough people to hire. Why? Because there's a lot of stimulus still out there and people are still getting unemployment benefits. That's one thing. Now, there's another side to that as well. A lot of people who did lose their jobs that were at higher, what's the word I want to look for? Higher levels of expertise, that's probably the best way to phrase it, are still looking for those jobs. But a lot of the companies that were affected by the pandemic because they couldn't, and a lot of those are service jobs, whether they're in a bar or in a restaurant or a McDonald's for fast food, they're offering because they need the people. But a lot of, wow, thank you. I got a super chat. Look at that. I got a super chat from somebody else. I got to look at that now. See, he wants me to look at that. What Doge Father is a meme coin launched after Elon's tweet with strong community aiming. Man, Doge Father. I've got to take a look at that. Hanads. I don't know enough about that, but I will put that on my radar. Thank you for the super chat. I will put that on my radar. I've got it before I can start talking about anything. I've got to know what I'm talking about. So I don't know much about it, Hanads, but I will look into it. Joey, write that down for me. I will look into that, and thank you so much for that super chat. I do appreciate it. And I'm the first one to say that I do not ask for those super chats, but if you feel compelled because you like the information, please feel free to do so. I am very, very very thankful for that. But I will put that on my radar, and next week, if I can get you some good information, I will talk about it. All right, I will talk about it. So for those of you who are wondering what a super chat is, guess what? It catches my attention. It catches my attention. So you see the bright colors that comes up in there? It really does catch my attention. If you're trying to really get my attention, that's a good way to do so. All right, so in regards to people looking for jobs, the jobs that they once had that required possibly a degree or something like that, some of those jobs are still not there yet. But these service jobs are out there, and a lot of people don't want to feel that they're going backward in the job space just to have a job. So I'm thinking that it's a combination of the two things from a jobs perspective, that there's still a lot of people are making more money on unemployment than they were when they were working. And then the other side of it is the companies or the people that are looking for jobs that they've got a degree in still are not there. So I think it's a combination of the two. I had been really beaten up on the people on unemployment saying, you know, come on, guys, you know, go get a job. The jobs are out there. But I had to sit back and take a deep look at that and say that there still are jobs that people are qualified for that are not there. All right, so we'll keep. I'm putting that out there. All right, so that's what the Fed is doing. You know, between trying to keep the economy going, and I still think, you know, mark my words, folks, inflation is an issue, and at some point in time, I think that interest rates will be raised a little quicker than the Fed originally said it was going to be. All right. Let's move over to the software. Here's our homepage of the VectorVest software. Now that we've got the news behind what's going on in the market, let's take a look at what's going on in the VectorVest system. As you look at our color guard, use it like a traffic light. You see that right now you got a lot of yellow. A lot of yellow is saying whatever positions you're in right now, tighten stops. Tighten stops, consider taking some off the table, that kind of a thing. Our primary wave is down. I'm not going to get deep into those calls and those things of that nature. That is part of the paid software. 99 cents, you can take a trial of the VectorVest software, www.vectorvest.com/YT. 99 cents. And we talk about what this is every night in our daily color guard. We break it down so that you have a good, full understanding of what's truly going on in the market. All right, so as I look at that, I'm looking at the indices today. The Dow is slightly up, 149 points. The NASDAQ is slightly down. We've got a mixed market. Our VectorVest composite, which tracks the movement of over 8,700 stocks, is down about 0.5% today. The market is having a hard time determining which way it really wants to go. All right, so from our home page, let's take this data and let's get into a market timing graph. All right, from here, here we go. From here, we're looking at our watch list of stocks that we're going to take a look at today. There's two stocks that I use, or two indices that I use for the purposes of timing or looking at what's going on in the market. For those of you who are VectorVest subscribers, we look at the VVC, or the VectorVest composite, again, which takes advantage of the over 8,700 stocks that we track. And then we'll also look at, if you are not a subscriber to the software, the spiders, the S&P 500. We're not out of this pandemic yet. There are probably a lot of people who are reluctant to work around 10 to 12 other people closely, especially if the employer doesn't make them use masks. So, you know, Bill, I'm going to say that that attributes to the housing boom, that people are going outside of the inner cities because they don't have to drive to work anymore and they're working from home. On our last hot stock panel, between Patrick, Steve, and I, we talked about a few building stocks to take a look at, and I think that your statement is still right on point for that. And you know, I still don't know if that goes along with the unemployment story. People can still, a lot of people working from home. A lot of people are working from home. Now, Can I work from home? The answer to that question is it's tough for me with my internet at home to be able to do this presentation, and I don't want the presentation to die out because of my internet connection. Joey, on the other hand, does a lot of work from home. So it all depends on if you can or cannot work from home. That chimes into the picture as well, all right? So here's our two indices that we're going to look at, the spiders and the VVC. Somebody says, Glenn, for 2024. Joey, you going to be my vice president if I run for? No, Joey says no. All right, well, then I'm not running for president. All right. You got better stuff to do than to help me run the country? Really, Joey? All right. So let's go look at the VectorVest composite. Remember, this is the movement of over 8,700 stocks, currently moving down. The 3 and 8 exponential moving averages on the VVC crossed 2 days ago. Market is still moving down. We do have a level of support sitting at $63.95. So does the market still have downside right now? Yes, it does. But it does have a floor, and we have to see if it's going to fall through the floor, or will this floor be an excellent opportunity to bounce off and move back up, because the economy is still hot. All right, and maybe this is just a breather, and this level of support of 63.95 on the VVC will give us a better picture, because if it falls, then I've got another solid level of support on the VVC sitting at $59.55. Now, that's for all my VectorVest subscribers. For those of you who are not subscribers, let's do the same thing with the S&P 500. Well, the S&P tracks the movement of about 500 stocks. Currently, it's in a channel. All right, it's in a channel. It's up for the day, whereas the VectorVest composite is down. There is a trend line. It is still clearly above the trend line. The spiders is showing a little bit more of a bullish tendency, even though it's moving sideways. It is clearly above my trend line. So I still think that the market may have legs to the upside. As the market is moving down, the market hit a new all-time high on the VVC, but notice, for those of you who are subscribers to the software, the MTI and the buy-to-sell ratio never got to a level, or especially the MTI never got to a level where the market was looking for a top. I'm honestly thinking that with the hotosity, I like that. With the hotnosity of the market, this may just be a little breather as the market turns back around. We'll see, though. I'm not going to predict. I'm just giving you the information that you need. All right? So with that, does anybody have any questions along the lines of what's going on in the market? As you start to answer those questions, I'm going to be drinking from my VectorVest mug, my Cafe Bustelo. Love Cafe Bustelo. Y'all need to reach out to Cafe Bustelo and tell them they need to sponsor me. All right, as much business as I've put their way, they need to sponsor me. Somebody needs to reach out. Mark, do me a favor. Reach out to Cafe Bustelo so we can get an endorsement. That'd be great. Question comes up and says, gold is hot. Woo-wee, I'm not feeling that just quite yet. I'm not feeling gold is hot yet. I'm not feeling that. And you know something? Write this down, Joey. Next week, we'll do a gold story. Let me talk to you about gold, but I'll do it next week. I'm not going to call it hot. And what moves gold? The price of the dollar. All right, the price of the dollar. So I'm not ready to say that gold is hot yet. All right. Drew says, finally got me some Cafe Bustelo. Let me tell you something. Joey had some what was it, yesterday? Yeah, yesterday afternoon. Joey had some yesterday afternoon. He says, man, that coffee's strong. Yeah, it is. Full flavor. Huh? Full flavor. Full flavor. Now you want to know why I'm always happy? Woo-wee. That Cafe Bustelo is no joke, folks. All right? All right, so Jay says, trucks move gold. All right. So if there's no questions, I'm going to move on to my next story, but I will look at gold next week. And we'll go from there. Somebody, Leo, you gonna sponsor me, Leo? I'd love to see somebody sponsor me. And you know, I was thinking about doing gold against Bitcoin. We'll take a look at that as a possible story next week. We'll be talking about, well, I think we're going to talk about that next week. Hi, Dominic. Coffee is hot. Coffee is good, though. All right. So with that, somebody says, I use my two-wheeler to move my gold. All right, Jake. Let's get to my next story. I love this group. I love this group of people. Let's get to my next story. So my next story is going to be on EVs. All right. So we know that clean energy is still the wave of the future. It's been a tough space to be in currently. It's been a tough space to be in currently, but I'm going to take a look. I like this story. Ford could produce its own EV battery cells by 2025. Who's Ford going after? The big boy Tesla. Everybody knows that in this space for the electric vehicle, Tesla is the big boy here in the United States, and we also know that NIO is the big boy in China. Those are the two main players, but a lot of the U.S. manufacturers are giving more of a commitment to more electric vehicles. You're seeing that now. I put out a story, I think it was on YouTube, that Volkswagen and Audi by the year 2025 won't be making regular engines anymore. They're going to all be electric. So electric is really the wave of the future, and it is still a hot industry. It's just been a tough industry to be in right now. But this is a bright spot, knowing that Ford, now could produce by 2025. That's 4 years from now. We'll see. Will they be at the same level as where Tesla is right now? Don't know. But they are making a commitment to do their own batteries. Think about it. They got the infrastructure to do it, like Tesla does. All right, they got the infrastructure to do it. We'll see. But I thought that was a good story to bring out there. And of course, let's go to Tesla. Tesla drops again, and this was a couple of days ago. The stock may be due for a bounce. So I still think that the space is an overall good space, but a lot of vehicles or a lot of companies in that space are having some trouble. So this is a story that it could be in for a bounce. I'm not going to read the story. I wanted the headline. Let's go into another one, NIO. ADR falls Tuesday, underperforms the market. So that's two stocks in the space that are big players in the space that in the last week have fallen. GM will be the big battery boy in the near future. You think so, Jake? I don't know. We'll see. And a lot of people are going to be vying for that title of the best battery maker. It's going to happen. All right. But you know something? I'm going to sit back, eat my popcorn, watch them fight it out. And I'm going to pick and choose which stocks I get into, or I'll just play the whole industry with an ETF. I am a big fan of ETFs because it exposes me to a lot less risk and still taking advantage of the space. So what ETF do I like in this space? ICLN, iClean. It is a great ETF for the clean energy space. I've talked about it on more than one occasion. Keep that in mind to play the space as a whole. You are reducing your exposure to risk by playing the whole ETF. All right, let's go take a look at these stocks in my list. For those of you who are new, when we look at a list in VectorVest, these watch lists are created so the stocks that have the best combination of value, safety, and timing migrate to the top of the list. As a VectorVest, as a brand new VectorVest subscriber, this is probably one of the first exercises I'm going to ever tell you to do. Take the stocks that you either own or stocks that you're interested in, put them into a VectorVest watch list, and let VectorVest automatically start to do the work for you. This is where the power of the VectorVest system comes into play. So VST, let's go look at Tesla. Number 3 by our master indicator VST in the list. What else is in here we're looking at? There's Ford, there's NIO. Were those my only 3? Ford, NIO, and Tesla. There they are. All right. If we look at Tesla, it's always been overvalued, but does not stop the stock's price from going higher. Yes, we give an intrinsic value on every stock in our database of what we feel the stock is currently worth. All right, we look at things like earnings. We look at things like earnings growth rate. We look at a lot of other proprietary indicators in there as well to give you a intrinsic value on every stock. Ford, 1161 with a value of 865, a little bit overvalued. And of course, NIO trading at $36 with a value of 511, also overvalued. Now let's look at what makes VectorVest, and that's its proprietary indicators, RV, RS, RT, and VST. RV looks at a stock's ability to outperform the market by way of AAA corporate bonds. When this indicator is above the value of 1, it's favorable. But right now, Tesla shows me that it's got the probability of outperforming a AAA corporate bond by 68% over the next 1 to 3 years. It's got some good upside potential. Whereas Ford right now has got and the AAA corporate bond should do better than Ford and should also do better than NIO because both of those have an RV less than 1. Tesla, we're looking at relative safety, the indicator that tells me if the stock is a risky stock or not. Relative safety looks at the consistency and predictability of a company's financial performance. Does this company make money quarter over quarter, year over year? Relative safety on Tesla is at 1.41. This is a relatively safe company, whereas Ford is at 0.98 and NIO is at 0.99, slightly below 1. They're a little bit more risky. Now, what's hurting Tesla right now? Well, the stock's relative timing or short-term price trend is below the value of 1. It's at 0.80. On Ford, it's at 0.79, and at NIO, it's at 0.37. Notice that all three stocks are in downtrends. Well, that's because the industry as a whole is in a downtrend as well. It is a tough industry to be in, and you know something? Are there good stocks in that industry out there? Yes, they are. Absolutely. But this is a tough time to be in that industry. I give it to you because it is an industry of the future. And you know something? Good industries go through bad times, just like bad industries go through good times. This is, I still think, a good industry that's just being hurt right now. If we look at earnings, Tesla has positive earnings, Ford has positive earnings, NIO has negative earnings. And remember, earnings is the engine that drives a stock's price higher. So those are my three stocks in this space. If I had to right click and now look at them on a graph, after we've analyzed them, put them on a 3-month graph, and people always ask, why do you look at a 3-month graph? Because what happens every 3 months on a stock? Earnings. Do I have earnings on? Earnings just happened on Tesla, and look at that. Earnings just happened on Tesla, and evidently nobody liked it. Now, unless I go look at the news, I'm going to assume that they missed, but I don't know for sure. They could have had positive earnings and then had negative forecast. And if that's the case, that could drive a stock's price definitely lower. But nonetheless, after its earnings, the stock's price started falling. The 3 and the 8 from a technical standpoint went negative. And look at that, the stock's price is still falling. RT is below 1, the stock's in a downtrend. And looking over the last 3 months, it is definitely trending lower over the last 3 months. This is a tough space to be in. Let's go to the next stock in this list. Where's my, what the heck happened? Why does my list look like this?
There, Glenn.
There we go. It's your fault. Stop messing with my stuff. Then we look at Ford. The news on Ford about the battery, well, the stock's price started moving higher. Look at that. Right now, it's at a level of resistance of $11.68, currently trading today at $11.63. Would like to see if the news has the capability of rising or moving the stock's price higher. Let's see if we can get above that level of resistance first. But overall, over the last 3 months, stock's price is pulling down. And the last stock, wow, NIO is, I've done a lot of videos on NIO. That's why you see a lot of my notes on NIO are still here. But man, NIO has had a level of resistance sitting at 42.72. That's a good level of resistance over the last 3 months. They must have missed earnings as well. All right. And look at that earnings. Earnings came out on April 29th. Look at the stock's price. It does have a floor, though, sitting at 34.03. Let's see if that level of the floor holds. Currently, today, it's trading at 36.02. RT is below 1. The stock's in a downtrend. This is a tough space, but it's a hotly discussed topic. All right. Anybody have any questions on my EVs? Glenn, why someone has to look any stock when you gave a list of the top VST stocks just by top 2 or 3? So, not everybody in this room is a subscriber to the software. How about that? So, what I'm looking at on Trending Thursday are the stories that are making the news. We analyze these stocks and we help you guys make decisions on what to do or what not to do. Some of you own these stocks and now you need to have some guidance on what you should be doing. That's what we do here on Trending Thursdays. And Bullpen, I said earlier, I'm not looking at individual stocks right now. Let's wait till the end of the session. I will give you guys an opportunity to look at stocks. Anybody have any questions about my stories on EVs? And I got that. Brian says, I wonder how much the chip shortage is going to hurt Ford. I think that the chip shortage is hurting all cars, whether electric or not. That still is a story in development. I will keep my eyes on that. And I probably may do a story on YouTube in regards to the chip shortage. We'll see how that works out. And for all of you who are still new, This is not the only thing that we do on YouTube. If you subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon, you will be alerted to all of the other stories or videos that we do on a daily basis. We do a lot of content every single day. This is a stream, but we do a lot of individual videos. How many of you watch our other videos that we do between me, Patrick, and Jason? Type a me in the room. How many of you are taking full advantage of our YouTube page and watching the content that we put out there for you every single day? We release a video every day. And the only way you get alerted to that is if you hit the bell icon, folks. All right, so I see a lot of me's coming in. We do a lot of work for that. And Joey has to do he's got the job of editing all of my videos. So I thank you. Patrick and Jason pretty much do their own, but Joey does mine. Joey does. Why am I getting more of this Glenn 2024? Dude, look at that. I'm getting that more and more. I got two people now putting in Glenn 2024. All right. So folks, so far, if you like what you see here, hit the like button. All right. I want to interact with you guys. Hit the like button. If you really like what you see here and you're finding some benefit in here, hit the like button, all right? Do that. Let's go to my next story. All right, let's go to my next story. So what do we always talk about every week? We always talk about coronavirus. Not in a bad way, because I think that the shots and the immunizations for the coronavirus is a beautiful thing. And everybody's got a choice whether or not they want to take the shot or not. I'm still waiting for the VA to get back to me in regards to me getting my shots. Joey, you got to get your shots too. So, especially before he goes. Joey's getting ready to go to Disney World. Woo-wee, taking the babies to Disney World. All right. So again, Glenn, have you tried Pylon? What is that? I don't know what that is. All right. So let's get into what's going on in the world of coronavirus. Pfizer's vaccine drove a big earnings beat. They beat earnings. They just beat earnings this week. What it means for the stock. Huh? Pylon. Oh, I have not tried Pylon. All right, so drink my Cafe Bustelo. Pfizer beat. That's a good thing. That's one of the top three, or one of the only three stocks that are out there for vaccinations, the Pfizer. And Pfizer, that they're doing it right now. They're just like LL Cool J. They're doing it and doing it and doing it well, right? They're doing it well. So that's big. That still may be a play for you in this space. You know what else Pfizer's doing? You know that all of the drugs are out there for emergency, what is it, usage? Emergency something, emergency something use? Anyway, these are not all FDA approved. None of them are FDA approved yet. But emergency A, what does the A stand for? And somebody help me out. Emergency is EAU, EA something. Somebody help me out. Don't nobody know besides me? Do we all not know? It's not assessment. Why are you just making that up? No, emergency authorization use. Yeah, there you go. All right, authorization. So guess what Pfizer's doing? Pfizer plans to file for full FDA approval, be the first drug out of the three that could get a full-blown FDA approval. Wow, that could be big for the stock as a play as well. Now, it's just filing for it. What the FDA is going to look for is a whole lot of data before it gets its FDA approval. All right, but Pfizer is confident enough in their drug to actually go full-blown FDA. This is going to be very interesting, and it could be, and this is at the end of the month. At the end of this month, they're going to file for it. You know it's going to take a minute for them to go through the FDA, right? All right, so, but that's good news for Pfizer, that they are that comfortable in the drug. What else? How about Moderna sees no impact on COVID-19 vaccine from potential patent waiver? So interesting in this story, Moderna on Thursday said it believes countries around the globe would continue buying COVID for years, even if the patents on those shots are waived. Noting that rivals would face significant hurdles in scaling up manufacturing. So the two big drugs out there are Pfizer and Moderna, followed by Johnson & Johnson, which is still on hold. It's still not full-blown back in service yet, except for in the EU and in Canada, but not in the United States as far as I know. Interesting in regards to that, these patents, every drug has a patent, but if they get waived, Moderna still feels that everybody would still be buying their drugs. All right, so that's interesting. So two other drugs. Someone put in here Novavax. I've got nanovirusides, clinical coronavirus clinical drug candidates for the treatment of COVID-19 are highly effective in what? Preclinical. So they haven't even filed for an emergency use authorization yet. They're still in preclinical. It's amazing how many stocks in the background are still behind in trying to get to the EAU, the emergency use authorization process. This is preclinicals, but this is a stock to keep your eyes on. Someone put in Novavax. That's another stock to keep your eye on. And here's another one, Vaxarts. Now, this is an oral COVID-19 vaccine. Who in this room would rather have the oral than the shot in the arm? Type a me in the room. How many of you would rather have the oral than the shot in the arm? Pfizer gapped down today. We're going to take a look at their graphs, Bill. I'm just curious to know how many of you would rather have the oral. Now, I don't know how effective the oral is compared to the injection. You would think that the injection would be a little bit more useful, not useful, but effective, right? As it's getting into your body, I don't know, but I think that a lot of people will look to take advantage of an oral. I wish that they come up with a different way to do the test. And you know something? Michael V says it doesn't matter as long as you get it. I hear you. Does it come in Scotch flavor? They might. For me, does it come in rum raisin flavor? That'd be good too. But the whole idea is these are other stocks behind the scenes that are not at the level of Pfizer, Moderna, and Johnson & Johnson yet, where they're still trying to grab some traction to get into the space. So this one talks about Vaxart, it talks about Moderna, it talks about Pfizer. Vaxart's vaccine candidate showed a higher CD8 plus T-cell. T-cell is a big player in the COVID-19 vaccine responses than Pfizer. Showed a higher response than Pfizer and Moderna. Vaxart may be trying to come up and do its thing, but you know something? They're going to always put out news that says, yeah, ours is better than the other guys. They got to prove it. All right? They got to prove it. Now, watch what you say in the room or else you will get shut down. All right? Watch what you say in the room before you will get shut down. Be nice in the room. Talk nice in the room. I'm just putting that out there. I don't want nobody to get all bent out of shape. All right, so these are stocks behind the scenes that are trying to get to the level of at least emergency activation or authorization. Notice in my list where Moderna sits. Out of the 15 stocks we're looking at today, Moderna's number 2 in the list by VST. How about that? What else is in here? We were looking at Pfizer. Pfizer's like right in the middle of the list, and then my other ones were nanovirusides and Vaxart. Look at where they show up in the list. So they are making news, but in my watch list of stocks, look at where they reside, right at the bottom of the list. Now, Lockie says inhalation form better. Just like what you take for what is the thing when you run out of breath? What is that? Yeah, for what? Asthma. I'm getting old. I am getting old. All right, so could an inhaler do the same job for COVID? You notice I haven't seen any stories where anybody is coming up with an inhaler. I now see a shot and taking in orally, but nothing as far as an inhaler. Don't know if that's useful, if that's effective or not. All right, let's take a look at these stocks. There's 4 stocks in the space that we're looking at today. Let's graph them. Let's go view them on the stock graph. Somebody said that Pfizer dropped today. Let's go look at Moderna. Woo! Look at Moderna. Now, interesting. This is what I call a bullish bearish candle. It's an open candle, which means the price started at the bottom of the candle and rolls up. I think that the news about Moderna could have bounced the stock's price up. This is today's activity. The 3 and the 8, from a technical standpoint, crossed bearish yesterday, but look at the rebound on it today. Would I buy it today? No. I needed to take out what it did yesterday. Be careful with it. But look at the nice move. The stock is in a big channel with a level of resistance at 189 to the upside and a level at the bottom of 116. That's a big channel. All right, but watch just most recently the 3 and the 8 cross after the stock bounced off support, 3-8 cross, ran to a level of resistance and pulled back. Next stock, Pfizer. Pfizer looks good now. Remember when this all first started coming out, Pfizer was the laggard? How about Pfizer's picking up the pace over the last 3 months? Equity curve looks good. It did gap down, but an open candle as well. The price, look at the open price at 38.48, and where's the price now at 39.02? The stock is rebounding from the gap down. Moderna did as well. So it might have been coronavirus stocks got smoked today like a pound of ham, and now they're starting to rebound. So Pfizer and Moderna both have candles that show that they are rebounding today, even though they are red candles. Now let's look at the stocks that were at the bottom of the list. Nanoviricides, the news is there that they're going through preclinical, but look at the stock's price. Definitely trending lower. Maybe the news may have the wherewithal to push the stock's price higher. Right now, I'm not feeling it. The stock's in a downtrend. The 3 and the 8 cross, it was in a little bit of a channel. Today, it broke through the level of a support level of $3.80. Right now, trading at $3.64. I'm not feeling nanoviricides. The news may be good, but the equity curve tells me another story. And Vaxart had a big run up. Look at the 3 and the 8 cross coming off a level of support of 514. 3-8 cross, boom! Look at the stock grow. Yesterday, the 3-8 cross bearish, and right now, the stock is showing a little bit of a doji cross. Indecision on the stock's price today. Stock is officially in a downtrend. Watch the volume as well. All right, anybody have any questions on my coronavirus stocks? All right, the space is still widely talked about because people are getting inoculated. If I'm looking at any of these stocks right now, let me do something else. Let's view the stock graph. I'm going to put these on a 1-year graph. If I'm looking at any of these stocks right now, man, big channel on Moderna. I do like Pfizer. Out of the 4, I like the move that Pfizer has made coming off of this sort of kind of V-shaped bottom. Today is not the right day to buy it. I wanted to see the stock take out that most recent high. I like Pfizer out of the 4. Nanoviricides over the last year is running down, and Vaxart. You know, Vaxart is a very volatile stock. When it moves, it moves. I like to move it. I like to move it. And then when it goes down, it's like, woe is me. All right, so out of the 4, I do like Pfizer, but right now, I'd wait for a good buy day. Anybody have any questions? Glenn, our red open candle didn't know they existed. So the open candle means that the stock's price is higher than the open price. I can have red open candles, and most of my green candles are red, are green and open. I need a link to YouTube. I'm watching through the app. Can you type in the YouTube?
Yeah, I'll type it.
All right. Joey's mad at me. Joey's going to put a link in there. He's going to punch me in the face. Coronavirus stocks are going down because so many are not going to take it, so we are not going to get herd immunity, so more requests for the vaccines are going lower. Well, Sandy, we'll see. Remember, it is everybody's choice whether or not they want to get vaccinated. And I'm not going to give my opinion in here at all. I don't think this is the forum for me to give my opinion. I'm just here to show you the information so that show you the data so that you can make good information. Use the information to use it. Who in the world will expend resources to develop the next pandemic drug if they know their intellectual property will be given away? See, you know something? You know, this happens with every drug. Every drug has a right to that drug for X amount of time before other drugs can come in and make it for a less amount of money. Every drug is that way. But none of these drugs are FDA approved, so there's no patents on any of these yet. All right, there's no patents on any of these yet, so I'm just putting that out there. Just putting that out there. Glenn didn't say to put in your stocks, people. Thank you, Tanker. I appreciate it. All right. If there's no more questions on the on my coronavirus stocks, we're going to my next story. All right. I do like the comments, though. My next story is about oil. I told you I was going to do an oil story this week, right? I told you that I was going to do an oil story. Now, huh? Joey didn't remind me. No, you didn't. I had to remember on my own. I told Joey to remind me, but I told you that I was going to do an oil story this week. So this is my oil story. Supply is dropping. Demand is going to increase. What does that mean? Oil is going to go up. Do you know, besides my excursion, I got a Passat, 2015 Passat Wolfberg edition. Love that vehicle. But I put premium gas, Shell Premium. I'm supporting Shell. I like Shell. I put Shell Premium. I go to the gas station this morning, and it cost me $3.51 per gallon to put premium unleaded into my Passat. Gas ain't no joke. All right, gas ain't no joke. And you know, I drive an Excursion, 40-gallon tank. I put regular gas in it because I'm not putting premium into that Excursion at 40 gallons. But gas is expensive. Well, a lot of the reason why it's expensive is because we've gone through our oversupply. All right, we're not drilling where we were drilling before. And again, I'm not getting into that. We don't need to get into that into the room either. Don't want to see anything political in the room. Please do not post it. I'm just giving you the story. All right, so our oversupply has dwindled. We're now in our supply, and you know it's going to create demand. And with that, oil prices will go up. Now, Mike says that's cheap. Well, it all depends. Do you live in California, Mike? Do you live in California? Do you live in New York? Because I'm sure that the prices are a lot more higher there. There you go. Lou just says, Glenn, California is over $5 a gallon. And you know, when gas prices go up, New York and California are the two biggest places that have high gas prices. And Kellen, no. Do not go there. Do not go there. All right. So that's all I wanted to show you as far as a story on oil. Let's analyze oil. All right. Let's go analyze oil. I've got two ETFs and one stock. You know, what a lot of people look for in oil is W&T offshore. So WTI is always one that I want to look at. And then I've got two ETFs to look at, UCO and USO. All of these are dealing with oil. Now watch this. This is going to be a very interesting tell here. If you're looking to get into oil, all right, let's go look at the 3-month graph. WTI, what's it doing as it loads up? And I drink my Cafe Bustelo. It's starting to rise. Now, it's not taking off. It's not like a big whoop. It is moving higher. All right, the 3 and the 8 on WTI crossed on 428. Nicely. If you're trading in, as long as on an end of day basis, the 3 is above the 8, you're all right. What I'd really like to see, and as far as this is concerned, is RT go above 1. But it's a down day today, but nonetheless, the 3 is above the 8 exponential moving average. I do like that. And it is moving from a level of support that was at a level of $3.10. Currently, it's trading at $3.39. So it is moving higher. That's one. How about UCO? This is an ETF, ProShares Ultra crude oil. Look at its move over the last 3 months. Bottom left, top right, 2 down days in a row. There was a level of resistance at $63.34. Right now, testing that level. Would love to see if we can bounce back above. I wouldn't buy until it takes out the high, but definitely a picture's worth 1,000 words, right? Bottom left, top right, UCO is moving. I would really like to see it take out the high. And the last one is USO. Looks a lot like UCO. 2 down days in a row. This one really broke through its level of prior resistance of 44.63. Currently trading at 44.38, but the 3 and the 8 are still bullish. If you own either one of those, if you are already in the oil, I would wait to see if the 3 crosses below the 8 before I pull the trigger on taking profits or taking it off the table. But oil is on the run. 2 ETFs are showing that along with WTI. All 3 of these could be good plays if the demand increases. All right, so, Tanker's dad was in the Marines. You know I'm a Marine, hoorah. All right, MRR missed earnings. Thank you for that, Maria. There's a lot of stocks in this space. Maria, you know me. I am an ETF guy overall, especially if I'm looking for something long-term, less exposure to risk because I'm playing the whole industry. But you've got MRO, you've got Petrobras, you've got Exxon, you've got a lot of oil stocks that are out there. I like the idea, though, of playing the ETF as a way to go. All right, anybody have any questions on my oil story today? Anybody? All right, I meant to say oil and auto companies. Eberts, you guys are talking amongst yourselves. I like that. I like when you do that. So the move could be a look at both old and auto. Oh, so you guys are talking to you. Glenn, can you go a bit into steel? You know, Noski, maybe I do steel next week along with gold. All right, maybe I'll do a story on steel and gold next week. How about that? Glenn, can you? So I won't do that today, Noski. I won't look at steel today, but I tell you next week for all of you, you know, I'm already giving you stories I'm going to talk about for the next week. I think that's good. I like hearing what you guys are looking for. I like that. I really, really do. Can you talk about Ethereum? I'm going to talk a little bit about that. I'm going to talk about Ethereum just a little bit. All right. Let's get into my next story. My next story talks about another industry that's moving that you guys may not be paying attention to. You guys that told me that you've looked at our YouTube channel and the videos I put out, what maritime company have I been talking a lot about? Type it in the room. What maritime company have I done 6 videos on? I've done 6 videos on a maritime company. Anybody know? There you go, Mark. It was CTRM, New Jerusalem Lutheran Church. Wow, that's a long name in Hickory. We're in North Carolina. All right, Castor Maritime. So, you know, and I've been talking about that space moving. So I did a story on the space this week. So I'm not looking at just Castor Maritime. I'm looking at other stocks within that space. Here's a company, Zim Integrated Shipping. Zim Integrated Shipping continues. Will it continue to surge higher? This space is on the move because the world is opening up. Well, with the world opening up, did you see the story that I talked about in the beginning about imports increasing? Well, how do you get these imports? On ships like this. All right, it's on ships like this. This space is picking up. And if China really gets rocking and rolling and increasing in their imports and exports, this space is going to be hot. It's going to be so hot, hot, hot. Who's saying that? Hush up. I like that song. Anyway, this is going to be a hot space. Folks, mark my words. And if you miss out on the opportunity, I'm not supposed to give my opinion. To a certain degree, I'm telling you that this space is moving because the VectorVest system told me that this is one of the hottest industries, one of the 10 hottest industries over the last 2 weeks. So I'm telling you, transportation shipping, here's one company that's in that space. I'm bringing up another well-known company. Costamere announces the acquisition of the New York Capital majority interest of 511,000 TEU container ships with long-term charters. All right, CMRE is in here. These are all CMRE stocks. All right, and then I will talk about CTRM. That is a low dollar penny stock that could definitely take advantage of this space. Let's go back into the software. What's at the top of the list, folks? I ain't just whistling Dixie when I talk to you about this space moving. The top stock in this watch list is Zim. All right. How about Costamere is up in here? And then I am going to talk about CTRM. I did not have a story that I wanted to talk about with them, but this is why I like this space. Notice that all 3 stocks, Zim, CMRE, and CTRM, are all undervalued. Zim is trading at 40, value 49. Costamare trading at 10, value 14. Castor Maritime trading at 41 cents with a value of 73. That, in many senses, is unheard of when you find a penny stock that is undervalued. This is why this stock has caught my attention. It is a cheap way to get into a hot space. All right. Let's right click. Let's view the stock graphs. Now, Zim was rocking and rolling, pulled back. I've got to do more research to find out what happened in this space. I do like the bounce, beautiful bounce of support sitting at $40.12. The 3 and the 8 are positive. It's not trading. I wonder if it got bought. I wonder, since I've been looking at this. No, it's got movement today. It didn't get bought. Nice little up candle today. The 3 and the 8 are positive. RT is above 1. The stock is in an uptrend. It's got a level of resistance trading at $40.32. It's got a level of resistance at $40.56. Now, as I start talking about it, then the stock's price goes down. Hello! All right. But I've got a nice level of a high at $41. The stock is not far off that value. If the industry continues to rise, it will pull this stock's price higher. But I do like that the stock is in an uptrend, just to pull back right now. As I look at CMRE, oh, hold on. Let me go back to that other stock. There we go. There's my 3-month graph. Bottom left, top right. That's what you want to see. That's in the transportation ship, down day to day, but look at this move bouncing off support of $28.22. How about the 3 and the 8 did a really good job of keeping you in the stock even when the stock pulled back? It's doing the same thing right now. I like the space. The VectorVest software shows me it's one of the top 10 moving industries over the last 2 weeks. All right, let's go look at CMRE. Did I do a story on this? I must have done a story on this because I've got notes. Doesn't look nearly as smooth as the first stock, a little bit more of a channeling stock, down 3 days in a row. Be careful with it, but I like it because of the space that it's in. I'd wait for a better buying opportunity. And CTRM, I've done a lot of stories on. Right now, sitting at a level of 42 cents, which is that level of support. This has been a tough stock, but the news behind the stock is just, the stock is more than tripled their ships in this year alone. All right, and the only way you're going to make money in this business is having the ships to ship the stuff. So this is definitely a speculative play, but if the space moves, this could pay out, but you got to make your own decision. All right, anybody got any questions on my my transportation ship? And you know something, I don't think you guys all knew that space was moving. That's what Trending Thursday is all about. All right. And I'm getting rid of that. Be nice in the room. I told you. Yeah, the last time I did a story, Raymond, it was at 23 ships. Now it's at 24 ships. All right, so we'll keep our eyes on it. All right, this is a bonus. This is for sticking around. This is a bonus, and we don't track these yet. But I told you that Wall Street is welcoming cryptocurrency. So here it is. Wall Street embraces Bitcoin and Ethereum. Some of you have been asking me to take a look at Ethereum with the launch of 3 crypto indexes. I just put in a request today. I put in a request today to get these 3 indexes added to the VectorVest software. I'm going to give you the names of them because we don't have them yet. There's an S&P Bitcoin index. Ticker symbol is going to be SPBC. All right? SPBTC. I missed a letter. SPBTC. Here's the equity curve of it over a little less than a year. Nicely moving higher. There it is, 1 year move. And this is actually tracking the Bitcoin index. All right? That's interesting. I'm liking that. The Ethereum, for those of you who have been asking me about Ethereum, S&P is going to have an Ethereum index as well. Ticker symbol SPETH. SPETH. All right. Is AMC another Reddit pump? Yes, it is. Just like GME. Those are the 2 main stocks in that Reddit. Look at this equity curve. Now the stock is trading at 31 freaking thousand. Is that right? $31,000? Good, googly muggly. Well, I'm just trying to show you the ETFs are out there. All right, the ETFs, and that's for Ethereum. And I got one more, a mega cap index, ticker symbol SPCMC. All right, Ahmad, hey, take care of Ahmad for me for a second. Ahmad is just going, you getting shut down. All right, I won't let nobody come in and disrupt the room. That's just not happening. All right, that's not going to happen. All right. If I respect everybody's opinion in this room, by all means, give an opinion. Whether I agree with it or not, I want the interaction. I'm just not going to let anybody shut down my room. That don't go down in here. All right. We can talk. We can have a conversation. My job is to present to you. Your job is not to take over my room. All right. So I like all three of these. All three of these are giving. Oh, here's the ticker symbol for that, SPCMC. SPCMC. And I'm getting our data department to hopefully get these indexes in the software as quickly as possible. I think that that's a great way. Now, a great way to trade Bitcoin and crypto, but those indexes ain't cheap. They're just not cheap. So all I'm saying is that they're out there. We're going to get them into the software, and we're going to get, so that was just a bonus. I can't show you the stocks, but I did show you the equity curves from this news article. All right. So again, that was for the people who stayed around to the end. I wanted to show you that. You saw in here so far today, hit the like button, folks. Please do that for me. Let me know that this was well worth your time. All right, if nothing else, let me know that this was well worth your time. All right, and I challenged you at the beginning to share this live stream with people in your social circles, folks, because I want more and more people to know what we do. I want more and more people to know what we do. Glenn, you rock. Yeah, I hear you, Sandy. It is what it is, but and Mike says it was worth it. Thank you for typing that into the room. All right, and Mitchell says, first day here, I'll be back. Excellent, man. You got that, and that's all I want. I want you guys, I want the content. What? I want the content to be well worth your time. Another reason to vote for Glenn in 2024. Huh? What's that? Oh, if you were on all the time, I'd cancel my Netflix. Wow. Look at that. We got us another super chat, man. That is awesome. Kellen, thank you so much for the super chat. Whoever is giving the color guard report in VectorVest to let subs know if when it is a good buy. Yes, every Monday. Kellen, every Monday we do something called the Midas Touch, and we talk about gold once a week. We talk about gold once a week. And I think that next week, I think it's a good time to at least, let's take a look at it. I'm not bullish on gold yet, man. I'm just not bullish on gold, but it may be getting time. And I'm going to take a look at it next week. So what did we say? We're doing gold next week, and what else? Steel, gold and steel. So be prepared. Since you guys wanted that, next week we're going to take a look at those. Can you please tell me the last index fund? Yeah. The last index fund ticker symbol was SPCMC. SPCMC. All right, and Sandy is right. If you want the opportunity to do what I've done here in being able to put your stocks into a watch list and analyze them and see which ones are the best by our master indicator compared to the worst, 99-cent trial will give you that opportunity, folks. 99-cent trial will give you that. Listen to the folks that are in the room. All my new people that are in here, listen to the folks that are in the room that are subscribers. Let them talk to you. You guys are already talking amongst yourselves. It's one thing to come from me because I work for the company. All right? I worked for 17 years. I've been here. But listen to the people who are subscribers to the channel. I think that is probably the best testimony that we could ever have in regards to what we do. All right. Real quick, you know, and I'll only do a few stocks today. I won't do a ton. Yes, we have a mobile app, and it's a really good mobile app, folks. And just to let you know, if you are a subscriber to the software, you have access to it. What was it? www.vectorvest.com/fly. Try mobile. And this is for all of my what? There it is. For all of the people out there who are not a subscriber to this software, the VectorVest Stock Advisory. Patrick France does a presentation on Facebook. Every Thursday at 11 o'clock, walks you through the mobile app. But look at this. This is what our mobile app looks like. It's pretty. It's pretty. Proven market timing. We've got 3 partner brokers that you can trade directly through to. But look at that. Look at that screen. That's a lot of coolness in regards to a mobile app. All right, can you tie in copper with steel next week? I'll try, Gregory. If I can make that happen, I'll try. I will try. All right. So I wanted to put that out there because you can, if you want to subscribe to just the mobile, you can do that as well. If you are a subscriber to the software, you have access to the mobile. Let's teach you how to use it. All right, let's teach you how to use it. All right, with that, you know.
What was he talking? This one?
You're talking about which? Can we get to the screen behind you?
Yeah.
Glenn, can you? Nope, that's not it. How do I get that screen in back of you? I'm not sure which screen you're asking. Who's asking me? That was Wayne? P Swan. Maybe the P is silent. Could be Swan. How to make to get to this watch list? Well, I have a watch list under the viewers. Let's go to the viewers home. Here's the viewers tab. All right, and every week we're in the watch list viewer. Right here, we're in the watch list viewer, and from the watch list, I can create my own watch list of stocks. This one is trending Thursday for 5/6/21. That what you were talking about? And if that's the case, your screen you made for today. Yeah, so there we is. Yep, these are my stocks for today. So there we go. I'm new to this. I have Robinhood. What is a good app to do this in? You can use our app, Becca, to get the analysis. All right. You know what time it is. It's time to look at stocks. I got one stock specifically that I want to look at. UPWK. All right. Excuse me. And then Joey's going to give me all the other stocks.
TPOR.
TPOR. Okay.
LTC.
LTC. Lattice.
TV.
VRTV. MCY. LUV. Airline. LDOS. That was my stripper name back in the day. Something like that. Anyway. Keep going.
LMD.
LM. No, it was
PFMT.
PFMT. That was a stock that I put out in a video, wasn't it?
Coin.
Why are you so slow? Oh my gosh. GOLD. Okay. Penn Gaming. Yep. CCO. CVX. M. Disney. Hey, you going there. Okay. LMT. I'm going to take Lockheed. I'm going to take Lockheed. All right. Here's my stocks for this week. And for any of you who did not get a stock in today, because we didn't do it, you can always go to www.vectorvest.com/free. Get a free stock analysis on any of your stocks. Get a free stock analysis on any of your stocks. I have the mobile app and I have access. I don't know how to use it. Becca, every Thursday, you know what you do, Becca? give our product support staff a call. They can help you with some of that stuff. All right. And Joey's coming down to the different subscriptions for the mobile app.
Yeah.
You see that, Becca? If you have the mobile app, you do have the free coaching, and that's every Thursday at 11 a.m. on Facebook. All right, Becca? Not only that, if you still need more help, give our product support staff a call. All right? It's my turn for a mug, says Mona. Listen, am I giving away a mug today? Joey says no mugs today. All right, Upwork. Somebody wanted me to look at Upwork. It's going downward. As I look at this stock, the stock had a level of a floor most recently sitting at $40.74. It broke down below it. I'm not feeling that right now. The stock is trending lower. It trended higher, got to a level of resistance right here at about the price of $50.79 and then fell back down. I'm not feeling it. The stock is definitely in a downtrend right now. All right, let's go to the next stock. Wow, T-Por. Let me show you something there. That's a good stock that looks like it's taking off like an airplane. That's on transportation. What did I just say was one of the fastest moving industries? Transportation ship. How about T-Por looking at transportation? Folks, that just backs up the idea of what I was telling you about transportation ship. That's transportation as a whole. I'm thinking about that's got to be transportation ship, transportation truck, all the transportation. Transportation is going to pick up. This is a good pickup right here. This is a good pickup right here in regards to the market. As the global economy opens back up, stuff's got to move. Stuff's got to move. So I want you to know that's a good pick. Again, whoever gave that, good pick. Next one, LTC. Ooh, it's a REIT that's getting ripped. This is a ripped REIT. This is a ripped REIT. It stayed above this level of support. Nice level of support of 41.52. Broke through another level of support at 40.34. Currently trading at 40.28. I need the 3 and the 8 to cross. I need RT to go back above 1. I'm not feeling this one right now as well. T-Por was one I did like. VRTV sitting in a little bit of a channel. All right, I got a level of resistance at 47.83, which is at 47.29. That's a good level. Let's see if it can break above that and then break above the high. But it is moving from the bottom left to the top right, but a lot of sideways action right now. RT does tell me the stock's in an uptrend over this 3-month period, but the stock is moving sideways. Be careful. If you're not in it, let's see if it can break through both of these levels of resistance. If you are in it, leave it alone. The 3 and the 8 on the end of day still say it's okay. All right, let's go to the next one. Mercury General, bottom left, top right, a little bit of a pullback, not real volatile, but a couple of pullbacks. And you know something, pullback went higher. I like the move right now. RT is moving higher. Volume is pretty steady. If you're not in it, let's wait till it gets higher than the high. If you are in it, leave it alone. I like the movement of RT as the stock's price is moving higher. Airlines are going to be recovery stocks, right? I'm still waiting for them to really fully recover and move. My daughter was just here from Florida. She was with us because she had drills. She's in the Air National Guard. And, I said, how was the flight? She said, it wasn't a ton of people on the flight. I'm hearing two different sides. Some people say when they fly, there's a ton of people on the flights. And then some people say when they fly, there's not a lot of people on the flights. I guess altogether it depends on where you're going. But as a recovery stock, it's still middling around right now in a sideways move. I need some more movement to the upside before I'm ready to go and pull the trigger on that. All right. Becca says, I'm going to call after work to get guidance. I'm at work watching this. It's so interesting. Thank you, Becca. Thank you so much for that. Watch RT on Southwest 2 is just falling. The stock is losing some steam. All right, what else? Lidos Holding. I can speak Spanish. ¿Tú hablas español? Yo hablo español. Aquí. Bueno. Anyway, and you know this show is caliente. All right, that's all the Spanish that I'm going to say today. Was that creepy? Joey said that was creepy. Anyway, LDOS found a level of a floor. The 3-8 cross went up, still moving up. taking a little breather right now. It's challenging a former level of resistance. It was a level of resistance at 102.92, now serving as a level of support, currently still trading above it. If it bounces, the stock should still have some upside. If it pulls down, it may have some downside. It may. So we'll just keep our eyes on that, okay? PFMT was a stock that I put out as a low dollar high potential. Woo, it's been tough. And it had a level of support sitting at 207, and today it's below it. All right, it had its run. Right now, I'm not liking it as it still is a low dollar stock. The potential ran away. It ran away and went bye-bye. Right now, the stock's moving sideways, but just broke through a level of a floor. This was one of my high potential stocks, but you know what's happening? The market's starting to get a little heavy at the top, and market's direction affects 80% of the stocks in the market. Coin, we just started it. I'm in it still. I'm getting my butt handed to me. Oh, as today, I actually got out of it today. I got in when the stock's price was like $3.96, and it just never recovered. I broke my own cardinal rule. Never get into an IPO on the first day. Never do it. Never do it. Let the stock mellow out. Let the buzz around the IPO settle down before you jump on board. But, you know, with crypto being the way it was, I felt like, yeah. And now I'm like, no. And I got out of it. I took a hit. Again, I got in at about 396. I took a hit. But that was my rule. You know, you'll hear me say a lot, plan your trades, trade your plan. My plan is never to buy an IPO when it first IPOs. I broke the cardinal rule and I paid for it. So I know it was my own stupidity that did it. And you learn from it. But I cut my losses. And watch, as soon as I got out of it today, watch it start to rebound and go back up. It is the way of the game. C'est la vie. C'est la vie. C'est la vie. Yeah, that was a cool song, too. You don't know that song, do you? I know. Anyway, so that's a personal story on Coinbase. I was in it, and as of today, I'm no longer in it. Next stock. So somebody, people in the room are saying that gold is moving. Well, this is why I'm going to do the story on gold next week. I still wasn't bullish on gold. I don't know if I'm fully bullish on gold, but I like Barrick Gold's equity curve. Big update today. RT is rising. Let's see next week. All right, I'll probably look at gold amongst other stocks as we take a look at gold next week. I know. For Earth Below says, Glenn, how could you? I know better than that. But I did it. And I learned my lesson. I learned my lesson. All right. You said VectorVest found gold, GOLD. Well, again, I'm going to take a look at it next week. Let's go see if it really is moving or not. All right. Next stock, Penn Gaming. Ooh-wee. Where's that at? Holy smokes. Good googly muggly. Ooh-wee. That's everything that I can play on that. That stock's just trending down. There was a level of support sitting at 95.95, broke below. Look how long the 3 and the 8 have been bearish. Would you rather be sitting in the stock now, or would you have rather gotten out when the 3 went below the 8 back here on 318? How about that? And folks, that's just everybody can get the 3 and the 8. But not only that, how about when RT goes below 1? Would that have been a good opportunity to get out of it? Yeah, that you can only get on VectorVest. Even if you didn't, but that's a good spot. And that would have been on 329 when the price was 98.21. And right now it's at 82.11. That's a good indicator to let you know when a stock's in an uptrend or not. All right, so what else is in here? Clear channel. You know something? Bottom left, top right, a little bit of Loch Nessiosity. That's a Loch Ness move. Looks like the humpback of a Loch Ness monster. Right now, the stock is moving sideways, but the 3 and the 8 are still bullish. Keep your eye on that. If the 3 were to go below the 8, I've got a level of support on CCO at $2.27. I've got RT. I've got a few things that can tell me when it's time to get out. You know, actually, if you're in it, if the market's starting to turn over, this might be a good time to take the trade off the table, especially if the market's direction affects 80% of the stocks in the market. Just keep that in mind, especially if you've got a profit on it, all right? CVX, petroleum stock, found the base here, 3 and 8 cross positive on 428. The stock's price is still moving up. How about even on the pullback? The 3 and 8 were still in place. Look at that. Broke through a level of resistance at 107.60, currently serving as a level of support, still above it. I want to see if it can take out that level of a high of 112.70. If you're in it, leave it alone. The 3 and the 8 still have you in it. If you're not in it, I'd like to see it take out that level of the high first. GM Motors, a little bit of a sideways channel right now, sitting between a level of support at 54 bucks, a high of 63, about a $10 channel. Nice update today. The 3 and the 8 just go positive, and RT went above 1. That could be a good preliminary move on GM Motors. All right, that could be a good preliminary. I like that RT went above 1 on an open day. If you got in today, I've got a profit target sitting here for you at 63 bucks. You can make about $5, $6 on the stock. All right, I don't mind that. And if you're in it now, on a nice update, the 3A crossing, volume is at average volume, RT is above 1. That's a good profit target to take right about there. All right, what else? Ooh, Disney. Disney's still hurting because of the pandemic. Even though it's starting to open back up, man, I'm wondering what the earnings are on Disney. Actually, the earnings are going up. That's a bullish sign for Disney. It could be taking a breather right now. It just broke through a level of support of 181.27. I've got another level of support sitting at 178.37. This is a bullish sign. All right, I think that as the world starts opening back up and people really start going back to Disney like Joey and his family is later this year, that's a positive sign right here. They're making money, or they're growing their projected earnings out 1 year. I like that. If you own it, though, you're in a little bit of a hurt locker. That is your line in the sand, though, sitting at 178.37. All right, I think that that's going to be a good level of support to go along with earnings. I'm still bullish just based on the equity curve, but I got to let the stock come to me. What's the day for the high? The day is 3/8 March this year, and it was a high of 203, and right now it's trading at 180. I'd be careful with it, but I think the rising earnings, where's the earnings growth? And the jump in earnings growth, those are two positive signs for the stock. I think it's got some upside. You heard it first here, okay? And the last stock, LMT, Lockheed Martin, I've been telling you throughout the year, too, that the aerospace and defense industry is still moving. Lockheed Martin pulled back the 3 and 8 cross 4 days ago, positive. I've got a level of resistance sitting at 394. Currently, we're trading at 386. The stock's got upside. It does with the 3.8 cross. RT is above 1. Stock's in an uptrend. Look at the earnings per share. Look at the earnings growth. I like this space. Keep your eyes on it. So that looks at Lockheed Martin. That looks at Boeing. That looks at, what's the other stock? I think it starts with an A. There's a few companies in that space. With the government getting these contracts out for these military things, keep your eyes on that space. All right, man. That was a lot of energy today. Was that a lot of energy today? Thank you guys for being here. How many likes did we get? All right, let's see if we can get close to 200 likes before we sign off for today. If you like the content, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Folks, my job is to bring good content. If you like the content, let me know. I like the ideas that you're giving me for stories for next week, which was steel and gold. I'll definitely do them. Just like I told you this week, I was going to do a story on oil. We did it. So I got 2 stories for next week, which is going to be oil and steel. Be here for that. I'm glad that you were here for the bonus session today. And I think I'm excited about Wall Street opening their arms to cryptocurrency and the S&P putting out 3 indexes to track them. I think that's very exciting news. Cryptocurrency used to be a joke a time ago. It's real stuff now, and it's coming to the big boy table. You need to keep your eyes on it. It's still a volatile space. Don't get me wrong. It's still a volatile space, but more and more people are jumping on board the whole crypto train. You don't want to get left in the station. All right. Jay says, Glenn, you do a good job. That's why we all come back, and the user community is growing. This community is growing, and I thank you guys for that. That's because of you guys supporting the channel, and I want you to get other people to join, just at least to come to the channel. You know something? If my stories are good enough for them, they will subscribe. I don't want you to get them to subscribe. That's my job. All right, so I thank you guys, all my new people. How many of you, this was your first session? Type of me in the room. How many of you, this was your first time here? Type of me in the room. I'm curious to know. All right, I love that this is growing. There we go. The reason why I'm asking, because a lot of you guys sit in the background. I want you guys to come in. The water's fine. Let me know who's new, man. And I love to talk to you. I love to talk to you. And Jay, you're not new. Neither is Mark Norton. Mark said he was new too. Mark is not new. All right. So with that, folks, thank you guys for being here. Me and Joey love being here. Subscribe to the channel if you like. Did we get it close to 200? We got close to 200. I like that. Close to 200 likes, which lets me know that you like the content. Keeps me fired up. Well, the Cafe Bristol keeps me fired up. But Glenn Miller says, I'm brand new. Thanks, Glenn. Yeah, there you go. All you guys, awesome. And thank you for the super chat we got today. It was another super chat that was awesome. It is there as a feature, folks, if you ever feel compelled to want. I'm new and I like. Thank you, Tony. So with all of that, this video is over. Until the next time, folks, see ya.